Hello, Year 10 digital photographers. Mr. Ballantyne here. Over the next couple of lessons, we're going to look at some of the features on your camera or on your phone that you can use to take different styles of pictures. Now, you don't need a digital camera for this, but you will need to have your phone. So I'm going to talk you through the feature today that we're going to look at, which is focusing. And then you're going to have a go yourself at taking about 5 different pictures. So off we go with focusing. So these 4 pictures that I've got here are all examples of using aperture or depth of field to create a sort of soft focus effect in the background while concentrating on the foreground. And you may have seen this style of photo before. It looks pretty cool. So you've got the mug with the lights blurred out in the back. We've got a nice detail of the cat's eyes with the rest of the body in the background blurred out. This one here, I'm not so keen on the lighting on this one, but some food with the rest of the sort of food, sweets and cakes blurred out in the background. And finally, this is really, really cool because it's got a really, really good, nice depth of field to it. So the background of the sunflowers is very, very blurred out. And you can have a go at taking this style of photo yourself, even on the most straightforward of digital phone cameras. But what it's called is aperture. It's adjusting the aperture. So aperture basically is it's a bit like on your eye you have the black bit, which is the pupil, and it's a little circle on the camera and the lens that allows in certain amounts of light. And you can practice this yourself. So if you actually close your eyes, you can do this for me now. Close your eyes, go up to a mirror, close your eyes for about 10 seconds or so, and then get someone to maybe if there's someone there to shine a torch or the phone light into your eye, and you'll see that your pupil will adjust to the amount of light that's coming in. And that's exactly what's happening on a camera. So you can see on the left hand side here, this is a wide aperture. So that bit in the middle there is holding up a lot of light and letting it in. And on the right hand side here, you've got an aperture that is very, very low, and it's not letting so much light in. And you'll see on the next slide that how this affects how blurred it is. So when the aperture is wide open here, it will blur the background. And when it is very, very small, it will provide a sort of crisp shot, and that's quite good for landscape photography. You can't actually change the aperture in a smartphone camera, but you can fake it, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. So the key word is all about focusing, yeah, and the focal point. So I'm going to switch over to my camera here. And I've set up here my favourite coffee mug, looking out of the garden there. So you'll notice as I move my camera around, it will adjust the focusing automatically. So I'm not doing anything there, and it's adjusting the focusing automatically. But what I can also do is I can set the focus manually if I hold the camera still between 2 points. And to do that, it's just a case of touching the screen where I want that focus to be. So I've touched there and I focused on the coffee cup. I touched there and I focused on the trees in the background. So switching between the two, and it's quite straightforward to do. Another thing I can also do is I can lock that focus, and you should be able to do this on most phones, definitely on the iPhone. I think I'm using a Huawei Android one at the moment. But if I hold down there, and then move the camera up like that, it should keep that focus, and then I can take the photo like that. So what I did there was click on the item, on the thing I want to focus on, and then move the camera up, and it will keep that focus, and then I can take the photo. Now in this case, I've got two things that are very far away. I've got the trees in the background and the coffee in the foreground. It all sort of still works for things that, got some flowers here, that might be in the background like that as well. So focus, switching between the two. My lighting isn't great here because the lighting is shining straight in through the window, so it would be better to do this outside, I think. Okay, so that's a quick explanation of how to adjust your focusing. Let's go back to the slide. So here's what I'd like you to have a go at. I want you to have a go at, first off, doing just what I've done, finding the focus points on your camera or phone, experimenting with how to do that focus. And then I want you to have a go at doing some still life photos, just like I've done, or like the examples I showed you earlier. Select the area to focus on, then reframe and take your shot. And if you can adjust the focus on your camera or on your phone, you can find a way to do that, even better. I want you to try and take 5 different images showing different focus points and how you've done that. Try to keep the background as uncluttered as possible. Yeah, busy backgrounds aren't great. When you've done it, what I'd like you to do is think about all of you to have taken 5 pictures and take notes on what focusing the camera means. Some of you, most of you I hope, will explain brief notes on how to change the focus point. And then if you've got a computer and you can put the photos into PowerPoint and write up how you've done it, absolutely fantastic. If you haven't got PowerPoint access to it, don't worry, but still writing down exactly what you, how you've managed to change the photos, that would be absolutely great. Okay, so that is focusing on different, using different ways to focus using your smartphone or your camera. Thanks for listening.